Yes.
No, 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 I don't.
One time I was
Much thanks, Cicero.
let's go.
Capernia!
Peace! Caesar speaks!
Capernia,
Here, my lord.
stand you directly in Antonio's way. Antonio,
Caesar, my lord.
forget not in your speed, Antonio, to touch Capernia.
Yes, yes.
For our elders do say that the baron that touch it in this holy chase shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember it. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
And forget not, leave no ceremony out. Ha! Who calls?
Bid every noise be still! Peace! Yet again!
I hear a voice. Shriller than all the music cries Caesar. Speak! Caesar's turn to hear.
Caesar. Beware the Ides of March. Beware the Ides of March!
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am, of late with passions of some difference. Conceptions only prosper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius.
I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome, speaking of Brutus, and groaning underneath this age's yoke, had wished but noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know that you cannot see yourself, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me?
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story.
Yes?
I cannot tell what you and men think of this life, but for my single self, I was born free as Caesar. So were you. And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but not on him.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men are at sometimes masters of their fate. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? why should that name be sounded more than yours?
That you do love me, Cassius. I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim, and how I have thought of this and of these times, I shall recount hereafter. But for this present, I would not so, with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider, and what you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
Aye. Ah, the games are done and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve. He will, in his sour fashion, tell us what hath preceded worthy note today.
I will do so, but look you, Cassius, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow. Calpurnius' cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Aye.
Antony,
Caesar.
yon Cassius. He has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men as he be never at heart's ease.
Fear him not, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given.
But I fear him not. Yet if I should be so soon to avoid him, I do not know the man that I should avoid so soon as that to spare Cassius. Seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself and scorned his spirit, and then could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he are very dangerous.
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca, tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then have asked Casca what had chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand thus. And then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, Mary wasn't. And he put it by thrice. Every time gentler than other, and at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, yet 'twas not a crown neither, 'twas one of these coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then the crown was offered him a third time. He put it the third time by, and still, as he refused it, the rabblement hooted and clapped. But because Caesar had refused the crown so, it had nearly choked him, for he swooned and fell down at it.
What? Did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at the mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No. Caesar hath it not. But you and I, and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the tag-rag people did not clap him and hiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater, then I am no true man.
What said he when he came unto himself?
Mary, before he fell, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he offered them his throat to cut. And then he fell. When he came to himself again, he said if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. If Caesar hath stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that he came thus sad away.
Aye,
Did Cicero say anything?
aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I tell you that will never look you in the face again, for in mine own part it was Greek to me. Farewell, both.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise. However, he puts on this tardy form.
So it is. For this time I will leave you, Cassius. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me.
I would do so. Till then, think of the world.
Aye.
Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Therefore, it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their likes, for who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. For we will shake him, or worse, days endure.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless and stare so?
Are not you moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests where the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam. But never till tonight, never till now, did I go through a tempest dropping fire.
Why, saw you anything more than wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joyant, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. There were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. I believe these are pretentious things under the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is strange to post time. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antonio send word to you that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not for walking in.
Farewell, Cicero. Oh,
Who's there?
a Roman.
Casca, by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
Very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens?
We're dull, Casca. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why all these things hath changed from their ordinance to monstrous quality, why, you shall find that heaven hath infused them to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night?
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow meet to establish Caesar as a king.
I know I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. There, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. There, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
Why should Caesar be tyrant then? Poor man. I knew he would not be a wolf. What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what garbage when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar!
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
It's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence.
Stand close a while! Here comes one in haste!
'Tis Cinna. I do know her by her gait.
Oh.
She's a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out you. Who's that? Metellus Cimber?
No, it is Casca, one incorporate to our attempts.
What a strange night this is. There's 2 or 3 of us that have seen such strange sights.
Am I not stayed for?
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Good Cinna, take this paper, where Brutus may but find it. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us.
Well, I shall go and bestow these papers as you bade me.
Brutus, of
Lucius, oh! Lucius, awake, I say! Would it were my fault to sleep so soundly.
Called you, my lord.
Yes, get me a taper in my study. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will, my lord.
Beware, Brutus. Hides a mark.
It must be by Caesar's death. For my part, I have no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general. He would be crowned, and how that might change his nature. Why, there's the question. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, where to the climber upward turns his face. And therefore think of him as a serpent's egg, hatched of it, as his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I am sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It is not day, it's not tomorrow, the Ides of March.
I know not, sir.
Yes, look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
Brutus, thou sleepest. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. speak, strike, and redress? Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? Speak, strike, and redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise, if the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir? March has wasted 15 days.
Hides a mark.
'Tis good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I've not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream.
Sir? 'Tis your brother Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, sir. There are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hats are plucked about their ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor.
Let him enter. They are the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability.
Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I've been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these persons that come along with you?
Yes, every one of them.
Aye.
And no one here but honors you. This is Trebonius.
Yes, she is welcome hither.
This Decius Brutus.
He's welcome too.
This Casca.
Aye.
This Cinna. And this Metellus Cimber.
Yes, they are all welcome.
Shall I entreat a word?
Aye.
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No.
Oh, pardon, sir. It doth. And yon gray lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day.
You shall confess that you are both deceived.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. What need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not palter? Swear priests and cowards and men cautelous, old feeble Carians and such suffering souls that welcome wrongs. Unto bad causes swear such creatures as men doubt, but do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
No, let us have him. His silver hairs will purchase us good opinion, and by men's voices to commend our deeds. Our youths and wildness shall all be buried in his gravity.
Oh, name him not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched but Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet that Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Of course. Will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath and death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that then could we come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for the hounds. And let our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their servants to an act of rage, and after seem to chide him. This shall make our purpose necessary and not envious, which so appearing to the common eyes, we shall be called perjurers and not murderers.
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 Oh, and for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more as Caesar's arm, and Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him. The love he bears to Caesar is...
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him.
There is no fear in him.
Aye.
Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
The clock hath stricken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can oversway him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, lions with toils, men with flatterers. Let me work, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour, is that the othermost?
Be that the othermost, and fail not then.
Caius Ligarius doth bear Caesar hard, who rated him for speaking well of Pompey. I wonder none of you have thought of her.
And now, good Metellus, go along by him.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, and remember what you have all said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good friends, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do.
Brutus. My lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health, thus to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
No, for yours neither. Ever gently Brutus stole from my bed.
Portia.
And yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. I asked you what the matter was, but you stared upon me with ungentle looks. It will not let you eat, nor sleep, nor talk. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition?
Portia,
I should not know you, Brutus. Dear, my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all, Portia.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed, please.
Is Brutus sick?
Sick.
And will he test the humors of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and add into his sickness?
Portia.
My Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. By all your vows of love, that great vow which would incorporate and make us one, will you not unfold to me, yourself, your half, while you are heavy? And what men have had resort to you tonight?
Portia,
Here have been
no.
some 6 or 7 who should hide their faces, even from darkness.
Enough, Portia, enough!
I should not need if you were gentle Brutus.
Portia,
Within the bond of marriage, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure.
No,
if it be no
Portia.
more, Portia is Brutus, harlot, not his wife!
You are my true and honorable wife. As dear to me as the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife.
Portia,
Tell me your counsels.
no,
I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy. Giving myself a voluntary wound.
Oh, Portia, no.
Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Portia, Hark, hark, one knocks, Portia, go in a while.
I need-
And by, thy bosom shall partake all the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will
No.
construe to thee, all the secrets
Brutus.
of my sad heart. I'm sorry. I love you, Portia. Good night. Good night. Lucius, who's that knocks?
She's a sick woman that would speak with you.
Caius Ligeris, that Metellus spake of. Stand aside. Caius Ligeris, how?
Vouchsafe good morrow from a feeble tongue.
Oh, what a night have you chose out, brave Caius. Would you were not sick.
I am not sick. If Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy the name of honor.
Such an exploit have I in hand, Ligeris. Had you a healthful ear to hear of it?
By all the gods that Romans bow before,
Ligeris,
I here discard my sickness. Soul of Rome, brave son, derived from honorable loins, that like an exorcist has conjured up my mortified spirit. Now bid me run, and I will strive with things impossible, and get the better of them. What's to do?
why, a piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But are not some whole that we must make sick?
That must we also. What it is, my Caius, I will unfold to thee as we are going, to whom it must be done.
Set on your foot, and with the heart new fired, I will follow you. To do I know not what, but it sufficeth that Brutus leads me on.
Why, follow me then.
No heaven, no earth has been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia cried out, "Help! They murder Caesar."
Help!
They murder Caesar!
Who's within?
My lord,
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall go forth. The things that threaten me never looked but on my back. When they see the face of Caesar, they shall be vanishing.
Caesar, I have never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. Besides, the things we've heard and seen, who counts the most horrid sight seen by the watch? A lioness had whelped in the streets, while graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks in squadrons, right from a war which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan and shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided, whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen.
Beggars die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurs?
They would not stir you forth today, sir. They could not find a heart within the beast.
Caesar should be a heart. If Caesar should not go out to the Senate tonight, no, Caesar shall not.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Call it my fear, which keeps you in this house and not your own. We shall send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say that you are not well today. Please, let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Caesar shall stay at home today, and for thy humor I shall not go to the Senate.
Thank you.
Here is Decius Brutus. He shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
No need. Caesar shall not go to the Senate.
Yes, say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie?
Let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause! The cause is of my own will, for I will not go to the Senate tonight. That should be enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you. Calpurnia here, my wife.
Calpurnia.
She dreamt tonight that she saw my statue with 100 spouts did run pure blood.
Calpurnia.
And many lusty Romans did come and bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and potence and evil's eminent.
It was a dream, all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood.
In this way you have well expounded it.
No! You can't go forth. You already said you wouldn't. No. You said you
The Senate have concluded on this day to give a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, "Lo, Caesar is afraid"? Pardon, Caesar, for my dear, dear love, to your proceeding bids me tell you this.
I am ashamed that I did give in to your fears. For I will go into the Senate tonight. Give me my phone.
Calpurnia. Beware. Calpurnia.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius, come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna, trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind in all these senators, and it is bent against Caesar. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy friend. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. But if not, the fates of traitors do contrive.
Caesar, beware.
I prithee, Lucius, run to the Senate house. Say not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again, or I can tell thee what thou shouldst do there. O constancy, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain between my heart and tongue. I have a man's mind, but a woman's might. How hard it is for women to keep counsel. Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else? And so return to you and nothing else?
Bring me word of thy lord the Guelph. He went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar doth, what suit is pressed to him, and
Portia.
Hark, what is that noise?
Portia.
You're none, madam.
Prithee, listen well.
Portia.
I heard a bustling rumor like a fray.
Portia.
The wind brings it from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither.
Portia.
Which way hast thou been?
At my own house, good lady.
What is the clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady. If we will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend him so.
Knowst thou any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance. Good morn to you. Here the street is narrow. Wrong would follow Caesar at his heels. Of senators, rioters, common suitors. Will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll find a place more void and speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. How weak a thing the heart of woman is. Brutus, heaven speed thee in thine enterprise. Brutus hath a suit. Caesar wilt not grant.
The Ides of March are come!
Hail Caesar!
The Ides of March are come!
Hail Caesar!
The Ides of March are come!
Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar! Read this schedule!
Caesar! Ponius doth desire you to overread, at your best leisure, this her humble suit.
Caesar, read mine first. Mine's a suit that touches Caesar Nero. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourself should be last served.
Delay not, Caesar. Read it instantly.
What? This fellow mad.
Sirrah, give place. What? Urge your petitions in the street. Come to the capital.
I hope your enterprise may thrive today.
What enterprise, Popilius.
Fare you well.
What said Popilius Lena?
He wished today our enterprise may thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Popilius Lena speaks not of our purposes. For look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius notes her time. For look you, Brutus, she draws them out of the way.
Where is Medalist Cimber? Let her go and presently refer her suit to Caesar.
She's addressed. Press near and second her.
Casca, you're the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is it now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must readdress?
Most high, most mighty, and most potent Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble
I
heart.
must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings, these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men. Thy brother, by decree, is banished, and I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without any cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
If I could be moved, as if I was you. If prayers could move me, then I would be moved. But I am as constant as that northern star, and constant do remain that Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him there.
Oh, Caesar!
Great Caesar! Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Big hands for me!
Yeah!
To protect.
Then fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny! Run, heads! Proclaim! Cry it about in the streets!
Sub to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
The people and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand still, ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpits, Brutus!
And Cassius too! Where's Publius?
There, quite confounded with this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar should chance.
Talk not of standing. Publius, good cheer. There's no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. So tell them, Publius.
And leave us, Publius. Where's Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as if we're a doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know. 'Tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then is death a benefit? So are we Caesar's friends, that have abridged his time of fearing death? Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let us all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty! Liberty! Freedom! 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 Liberty!
Stoop, then, and wash.
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport?
So oft as that shall be, so oft that not of us be called the people that gave their country liberty.
Freedom!
Liberty!
Freedom!
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 What? Shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft! Who comes here? Ah, a friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus, and I honor him. If Brutus would vouchsafe that Antony may come safely and be resolved, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead, so well as Brutus living.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come unto this place, that he shall be satisfied, and by mine honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet have I a mind that fears him much.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? All thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoil shrunk to this little measure. Fare thee well. I know not what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I, myself, there is no hour so fit as this, Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those, your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure, Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die.
O Antony, beg not your death of us, though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands, and this our present act you see we do. Yet see you what our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, or they are pitiful.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each of you render me their bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus do I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Next, Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not last in love, yours, good Trebonius and Ligarius. Alas, what shall I say? That I did love Caesar? 'Tis true. O world, The heart of thee, how like a deer strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie?
Mark Antony!
Pardon me, Caius Cassius, the enemies of Caesar shall say this.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. What compact mean you have with us? Or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took each of your hands, but was indeed swayed away from the point. By looking down here on Caesar, friends, am I with you all? And love you all, with the hopes that you tell me why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else, were this a savage spectacle? Our reasons were so full of good regard, that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
It is all I seek. And am moreover suited that I may deliver his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Mark Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission.
That's all I seek. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body, then, and follow us.
Pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth. That I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice of utterance upon my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber in all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they look down upon their infants quartered by the hands of war. All custom choked with pity of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge. With Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall under these confines of a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war! Oh, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth. With carrion men.
Can you get me Anthony?
Groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write to him to come to Rome?
He did receive letters in his coming. He lies tonight with the 7 leagues of Rome.
Hie hence and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome, no Rome for safety of Octavius Caesar yet. Hie hence and tell him so.
Then follow me! Then follow me! And give me audience, friends. Cassius, go you into the other street. Those that will hear me speak, let them stay here. Those that will follow Cassius, go with him, and public reasons shall be rendered of our Caesar's death.
The noble Brutus is offended. Silence!
Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses, that you may be the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? Caesar loved me. I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. And as he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. Who here is so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. And who here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who here is so vile that will not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. And I pause for reply. Then none have I offended. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth. With this, I depart, that as I slew my best friend for the good of Rome, I have here the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my own death. My countrymen, good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake, stay here with Antony.
For Brutus's sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say? He says for Brutus's sake, he finds himself beholding to us all. Poor Bestie speak no harm of Brutus. This Caesar was a tyrant. Yea, that's certain. We are blessed that Romans would have him. Hey,
Let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans! Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. But here under leave of Brutus and all the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable. Come I to speak at Caesar's funeral? He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. When the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. But here is a parchment under the seal of Caesar. 'Tis his will. I found it in his closet. Let but the commoners hear this testament. My good friends, sweet friends, I shall not read it. It is not meet that you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. It shall inflame you, it will make you mad.
Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony. You shall read the will.
Yeah, read the
Caesar's will.
You shall compel me then to read you the will and show you he who made that will. Shall I descend? And will you give me leave?
Come down. Come down.
A ring stand round, your ring stand round.
Nay, not so press upon me, stand far off.
Back.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Will to know this mantle? I remember the first time Caesar put it on. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this well, beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked away his cursed seal, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it. Great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall there was, my countrymen. Then I fell, and you fell, and we all fell down whilst bloody treason flourished over us.
Oh, piteous spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar.
Oh, woeful day.
Oh, traitorous villain!
A most bloody sight.
We will be revenged!
Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak.
The noble Antony speaks.
My friends,
We'll follow him. We'll die with him.
my friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They who have done this deed are honorable men. But as you all know me, a plain, blunt man who did love my friend, and they that know gave me public leave to speak of him, I only speak right on. And I speak which you yourselves do know. the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny! Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak. My good friends, you have forgotten of the will that I spoke of. Here is the will of Caesar. To every several man, to every Roman citizen, he gives 75 drachmas. Stay, countrymen, stay!
Never, go away!
Mischief, thou art afoot. Take whichever course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sir, Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He and Lepidus are at Caesar's house.
Then thither will I straight to him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry and will give us anything.
I heard Brutus and Cassius were rid like madmen throughout the gates of Rome.
Belike they had taken some notice of the people, how I had moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
Dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unlucky charge my fantasy. I have no will to wander forth the doors, yet something leads me forth.
What is your name? Whither you go?
I will you best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Then to answer directly and briefly, wisely and truly, wisely I say I'm not married. Directly, I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
Friend or foe?
As a friend.
That thought is to be answered directly. Briefly, where do you dwell?
Briefly, I dwell by the Capitol.
Name, ma'am.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear it to pieces.
I am Cinna Napoleon! I am Cinna Napoleon! Ah!
Many then shall die. Their names are pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus.
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
He shall not live. Look upon a spot, I damn him, but Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house and bring forth the will hither. Then we shall decide whether there should be any changes in legacies.
What? Shall I find you here?
Or here, or at the Capitol.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands.
So you thought him, and took his voice, who should be pricked to die in our black sentence and prescription.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you, and although we lay these honors upon this man, having brought our treasure where we might, to tear down that honor and shake his ears to gaze in commons.
You may do your will, but he is a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to wind, to stop, to run directly on his corporal motion governed by my spirit, and in some taste is Lepidus, but so he must be taught and trained and bid go forth. Speak not of him but his property. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers so that our alliances be combined, our best friends made, and our means stretched.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and bayed about with many enemies.
Stand, ho! Give the word, ho, and stand! What now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near?
He is at hand, and Pindarus has come to do you salutation from his master.
Ah, your master, Pindarus, hath given me worthy cause to wish some things undone, done. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my master will appear such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He is not doubted. A word, Lucilius. How he received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and with respect enough, but not with such familiar instances.
Thou hast described it a hot friend cooling. Ever note, Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it useth and enforceth ceremony. Comes his army on.
They mean this night in Sardis to be quartered. The greater part, the horse in general, are come with Cassius.
Hark! He has arrived. March gently on to meet him.
Stand ho!
Stand ho! Speak the word along!
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies, and if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides all wrongs, and when you do them...
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly. I do know you well. Before the eyes of both of our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away. Then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Pindarus, bid our commanders lead their charges off.
Lucilius, do you the like, and let no man come to our tent till we have done our conference.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Hella for taking bribes here at the Sardians, were in my letters praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm.
I, an itching palm. You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, for by the gods, this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice?
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself that I am a soldier. I, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Oh, you are not, Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Away, slight man!
Is't possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frighted when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more! Fret till your proud heart break! Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble! Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor?
Has it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so and make your vaunting true.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace. You durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not?
No.
What? Durst not tempt him?
For your life, you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for, Cassius. There's no terror in your threats, Cassius, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so?
I denied you not.
No, you did!
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not, till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye can never see such faults.
Oh, a flatter's would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony, and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is weary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. Strike as thou didst at Caesar!
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. O Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I said that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Hail, Brutus! Hail, Cassius!
Hail! Welcome, good Messala. Messala, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
With what addition?
That by prescription and bill of outlawry, Antony, Octavius, and Lepidus have struck down 100 senators.
Oh, then our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that died by their own prescriptions, Cicero being one.
Cicero, one?
Cicero is dead.
Thank you, good Messala. Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I think it not good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us, whilst we lying still are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
No, good reasons must of force give place to better. Come on, refreshed, new added, and encouraged. From which advantage shall we cut him off? If at Philippi we do face him there, these people at our back.
Hear me, good brother.
Under your pardon, you must note beside that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful, and our cause is ripe, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures.
Then, with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night is crept upon our talk. There's no more to say, Cassius.
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow will we rise, and hence.
Good night.
Brutus.
Who comes there?
Who comes there?
I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. Oh, which comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil? that makes my blood cold, my hair to stand. Speak to me once thou art.
I am thy evil spirit, Brutus.
What comest thou?
Warn thee that thou shalt see Philippi.
Why, I shall see thee again.
Philippi.
Well, I will see thee at Philippi then. Oh.
We're going to Philippi.
Great Caesar.
We're going to Philippi.
Caesar. No, Caesar!
We're going to Philippi.
No! You monster!
We're going
you monster!
to Philippi.
Caesar!
We're going to Philippi. We're going to Philippi.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us here at Philippi, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places, and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so.
Follow your generals! The enemy comes!
The bloody side of battle is hung out!
And something to be done immediately!
Octavius, lead your battle softly upon the left-hand side of the even field.
Upon the right hand, I. Keep thou left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
Ah! There they are. Stand fast, Titinius. We must stand and talk.
And would have parley.
Ah!
Mark Antony, shall we give sign of battle?
No, Caesar, we will answer on their charge. Make forth! The generals might have some words.
Stir not until the signal!
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In bad strokes you speak good words, Brutus. Witness the holes that you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar!"
Antony, the postures of your blows are yet unknown.
Not stingless too?
Oh yes, and soundless too.
Villains, you did not so whilst your vile daggers stabbed into the sides of Caesar!
Brutus, thank yourself today. This tongue had not offended so, if Cassius might have ruled.
Come the cause! Not until Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands, unless thou bringest them with thee.
So I hope! I was not born to die on Brutus's sword. Come, Antony, away! Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the battlefield. If not, when you have the stomachs.
Octavius!
Octavius!
Brutus! 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 Brutus!
Hail, Cassius! Hail, Brutus!
Hail! Messala!
What say, my general?
This is my birthday, for I am fresh of spirit and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Hail!
Hail! Hail! Now, most noble Brutus, if we lose this battle, then is this the very last time that we shall speak together?
This same day must end that work the Ides of March begun. Forever and forever, farewell, Cassius.
If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Why then, lead on.
you having some advantage on Octavius, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord! Fly further off! Mark Antony is in your tent, my lord. Therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look, Titinius. Are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, thou lovest me. Mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him, whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will, my lord, even with a thought.
Go, Pindarus, get higher on that hill. My sight was ever thick. Regard Titinius, and tell me what thou noticed about the field.
Oh, my lord!
What news?
Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make tour on the spur. Yet she spurs on. Some light, she lights too. She's taken. And hark, they shout for joy.
Come now, keep thine oath. Now, be a freeman, and with this good dagger that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Here, take thou the hilts. When my face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the dagger.
So I am free. And I would not so have been, durst I had done my will.
It is but a change, Titinius, for Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus' powers, and Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well come for Cassius.
Where did you leave him?
All disconsolate, with Pindarus' bondmen, on this hill.
Then I he that lies on the ground.
He lies not like the living. Oh, my heart!
Is that not he?
This was he, Messala. But Cassius is no more.
Mistrust of Duke Success has done this deed!
What, Pindarus? Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius, for I go to the noble Brutus, thrusting his report into his ear!
Hayu Messala, and I will seek Pindarus for the while. O Cassius, by your leave, gods, this was a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Titanius' heart. Ah!
Yes, countrymen! Oh, yet hold up your heads!
What bastard doth not? Who will go with me? I will proclaim my name about the field, a foe to tyrants and my country's friend. I am the daughter of Marcus Cato! Oh!
I am Brutus! Marcus Brutus! I am Brutus, my country's friend! Know me for Brutus! Only I yield to die! There is so much that will kill me straight! Kill Brutus and be honored in his death!
We must not! No! From Hotel Antony! Brutus is taken!
Where is he?
Brutus is safe enough, Antony. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus.
This is not Brutus! Friend, but I assure you a prize no less in worth. Take him and show him all kindness. I'd rather men be my friends than enemies. Go on and tell me whether Brutus be alive or dead.
Come, all remains of friends, and rest on this rock.
Cato showed the torchlight. But my lord, she come not back!
Clytus!
She is Ortanar slain!
Clytus! Hark thee, Clytus.
What? My lord?
Peace then.
No.
No words.
Not for all the world. I'd rather kill myself.
Hark thee, Dardanius.
Shall I do such a deed?
Oh, Dardanius!
Oh, Clytus!
What ill-request did Brutus make to thee?
To kill him, Clytus. Look, he meditates.
That noble vessel, full of grief, that it runs over even at his eyes.
Come hither, good Volumnius, and list a word.
What says you, my lord?
Why this, Volumnius? The ghost of Caesar hath appeared several times by night. I know my hour is come.
Fly, my lord, fly!
Hence, I will follow. Hold then my sword, while I do run upon it. Wilt thou, good Strato?
Give me your hands first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Strato.
What man is that? Strato, where is thy master?
Free from the bondage you are in, Messala. The conquerors cannot make a fire of him.
So Brutus is found. I thank thee, Brutus, that thou hast proved Lucilius' saying true.
All that serve Brutus, I will entertain. Madam, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
If Messala will prefer me to you.
Do so, good Messala.
Strato, how died my master?
I held the sword, and he did run upon it.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. So mixed in him that nature might scream out to all the world. This was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him with all respects and rites of burial. Within my tent his bones tonight shall lie, ordered most honorably like a soldier. So call the field to rest, and let's away to part the glories of this happy day! Ah! Ah!